Hello, everybody. I'm going to try to do a quick reading here for the energy shift that we just went through, which was the Mars stationing retrograde and Neptune stationing direct. And this is a really big energy shift for me because I personally was born with Mars and Neptune exactly conjunct in my second house at around 21 degrees Sagittarius, and it is a defining point in my chart, and these two planets together are very, very interesting, and there's a lot of passion and divine guidance and connection with source energy and inspired action associated with that conjunction. And this energy shift that we just went through with Mars stationing retrograde yesterday and Neptune stationing direct today has been like if you're driving a manual transmission car and you shift up a gear, it's like the clutch work in between that shift, and that's kind of what we just went through. So the energy is definitely different moving in towards this week, and it will be different for a couple months actually, because with Neptune stationing direct, it is on its way into Aries now. So it's stationed direct at 27 degrees Pisces, and it will be moving into Aries, and that will be a giant shift. So that vacuum at the end of the zodiac is sort of calling energetically to it, and there's going to be some powerful change, and this Mars retrograde will be also setting us up for that. So it's almost like spring loading that change. So yeah, we're going to do a couple quick cards to pull for the collective, and then I'll do the elements for all the elements. So I've been feeling a little bit under the weather today. I just got back to my place in Oregon days ago, and I didn't do any of the daily card pulls that I usually have been doing because of the travel, and I'm just trying to stave off some sickness, so really nurturing myself and resting. So let's have a couple cards for the collective. Oh, this one had to flip. We have Nine of Wands, resilience. There's going to be some big change. Mars also stationed opposite Pluto, opposed Pluto. And if you've been paying attention to some world events, there was a pretty significant event in the US this past week that was related to that, which was a healthcare CEO got assassinated. So here we are. We have, oh, nice. This is a really great pull for the collective. So we have Nine of Wands, resilience, Eight of Wands, movement, and then Zero, which is the other major arcana, which is the Fool card, and beginnings. And I don't know if YouTube's gonna block this out, so I'll just cover up a part of it there. Beginnings. So resilience, movement, and beginnings. Yeah, this is basically the start of the revolution, which if you can't feel it, that's what this week has been about. You know, I never advocate for violence, but direct action definitely does have its place, and violence does have its place in a revolution. So that's the energy that we are in, and there's been some shocking revelations this week, and the fabric of American society has been changed indefinitely. This was a very powerful week. So that interim clutch work, as I was describing it, and then the gear up, we gain momentum, we gain power and that energy, and we're ready to go. And that's exactly what this collective reading is saying. We have the resilience, we have the movement, and we're starting a new beginning. So that's great to hear. Happy for it, here for it. And we're going to start with the water signs. I recently applied for senior communication manager position with the Ocean Conservancy and a couple other nonprofits. I'm trying to get my income away from self-employment right now. I feel like that's important for me to minimize the stress in my life that I've been going under, been experiencing for a long time, and I am really interested in going back into nonprofit work because the capitalist society, I just need a break from in general. As a healthcare provider, which I have been for the past 15 years, I have it's really taken a toll on me. So I try to go into healthcare from a backdoor perspective to try to avoid interaction with the pharmaceutical industry and healthcare industry, being a massage therapist, and really doing my personal medical education with osteopathic physicians in Europe. But it's just unavoidable being involved with the health insurance industry here, and it's made my job nearly impossible to do. I read somewhere that starting in 2019 is when United Healthcare started using AI to deny people claims, and they weren't the only health insurance agency that was doing that. Blue Cross Blue Shield, I had significant problems with them, and I was spending upwards of like 5 to 7 hours on the phone each week with insurance companies trying to get my clients' care reimbursed for covered services. So it's been impossible, and I'm a little bit under the weather right now, but I'm also very fatigued and disheartened by the whole state of American society, rooted in that one basic right that we should all have that we don't. And from a provider's perspective, an independent sole proprietor perspective, it's debilitating. The corporations are winning, and hopefully we gave them a big blow this week. So for the water element, we have really beautiful cards here. We have 3 of Swords for sorrow, and there is a lot of sorrow associated with what has been happening. And then the Emperor card. This Emperor card in this deck is a wolf crying out. It's really poignant. And then we have King of Wands and leadership, and he's giving kind of a side eye. And this card really, it really says to me that it's a card of knowing, and it has an energy of acknowledgement, and the leader, the King of Wands, knows what he needs to do, and to be a reasonable leader for his people has to make certain actions. And then we have Judgment with the Swan. Yeah, it's really interesting. And the Swan's looking at the water, looking back at themselves. It's very much a card of kind of vanity and narcissism at times, this Judgment card. And it doesn't really have the general energy of the traditional Judgment in Tarot. It's more this narcissistic judgment that's coming out in this reading. So yeah, that energy is carried through on the water signs. Really tune into, for the next 3 to 4 months, tune into where in your life you can be more passionate and vocal to uphold your integrity and moral principles, and really get firm on that. And in your communication with people around you and your social groups and your professional circles, really focus on how you can best make change and make shift with the paradigm shift that's been going on, that we're involved in, because we have a really amazing opportunity to catalyze some actual growth in society. And this can be all around the world, wherever you're at listening to this, not only America, but definitely in American society. I feel like this week the revolution really started. People their attention has been provoked and started really examining and looking at the why of things, and why do we put up with what we're putting up with. So Yeah, be strong in your convictions, water signs, and don't be afraid to speak your truth, because potentially you could be the only one with enough empathy and wherewithal to actually stand up for that. Not everyone is created equal as far as aptitudes and our roles in society and what we're here to contribute. Everybody has a baseline equality, but certain people are meant for certain things. Like, I would never advocate that everyone engage in direct action or violence, but certain people have their place in society and in a revolution especially. So we have to appreciate that as it comes. And air signs next. We have one coming up. Nice. Okay. So we had Two of Swords fall out backwards, decisions. Backwards, upside down, this card tells me really you're gonna be like kind of paralyzed and indecisive. But if you connect in with if you have any fire energy in your chart, look at those planets and connect in with that energy, because we have next the Star, and whereas the woman was upside down in the water in the Two of Swords, she is right side up and looking towards the future and in a position of power and authority in that card. So, and her hair's got fire in it, and there's a fire triangle star above her in the heavens. So yeah, I think these two cards together tell me that you need to be embodying the ideas of radical acceptance, and then looking in and leaning on your fire sign and catalyzing the energy regarding the decisions that you need to make in your life within your heart, and really doing something to like draw on aspects of sacred rage that you feel inside you and make decisions based on that, based on justification of balance in righting those wrongs. And we have here Fortune, and this is another card of balance. It's the Wheel of Fortune, and you have the potential to flip the script here and to make a shift. And then we have Ace of Wands and energy. For the air signs. So yeah, really, I'm getting a big sensation of the air signs need to really go within and do some heart-centered balance work based on the concepts of radical acceptance and catalyzing the transmutation and the alchemy of any grief that you felt that might have been paralyzing for you in making decisions and being able to express yourself. So if that resonates with you, like, subscribe. I haven't said that yet in this reading, so yeah, like, subscribe, share. You know, it helps to remind people. And now we will go to fire signs. And I'm getting direction to kind of do this a little funny. We're gonna just take 3. We have Ace of Cups, love, 9 of Discs, culmination, and the High Priestess. Wow, fire signs. This is the best one so far. We're still in your Sagittarius new moon energy. So Ace of Cups, love. Now it's guided to start backwards with these from right to left. So you might be during these retrogrades, because Mars did retrograde in Leo, you might be reconnecting with somebody romantically, and really, if not personally and actually in like the 3D, you might be really coming to a point of alchemy within yourself to really truly heal from whatever romantic situations might have been challenging for you in the past. This Nine of Discs culmination really says that you're kind of over a cycle right now. And this Mars retrograde in Leo harkens back to, I think it was 2010. One of the astrologers that I listened to was saying about that. So could be something happened around 2010 that may have shook you romantically, and it's taken this long to really come to grips and be completely healed from it. And then you're here in this High Priestess and the throne. So take what you've learned from those experiences and really apply them into building your solid foundation and ruling the life that you've created for yourself right now. And what has led up to this moment has made you who you are. So giving you lots of wisdom and experience, and really cultivating that sense of self-worth that might have not been so strong back in 2010, if that resonates for you. And feel free to comment below if any of these mentions and the elements resonate with any of your astrological placements, or anything that you're currently experiencing or have experienced in the past. And now we have Earth signs. And I just want 2 for Earth signs. So we have harmony and rest. So Earth signs, it seems like you are being a little bit shielded from this Neptune Mars energy, which would make sense because Mars is going to be interacting with the fire and water signs, and then Neptune's kind of interacting right now with water but going into fire as well on the bigger scale. So how I see it is like Mars is a personal planet, and the impact that you'll feel from Mars stationing will last just a couple more months through April, and it's going to be a lot more concentrated and personal to you, the collective. And the impact from the Neptune stationing direct is also interacting with the water and fire, but they're like kind of together in a complementary yin-yang kind of taiji space. And the Neptune is sort of over arching energy, and it blankets and like an umbrella from that Mars energy, because it's an outer planet and it takes longer to move around. So Neptune going into Aries is going to be a big shift for you. Also, since we have Pluto having just come from Earth sign Capricorn and going into Aquarius, now to not ever experience Capricorn again for 280 some years or something like that. So you have a little bit of a reprieve, and your 10 of Cups harmony is coming in and allowing you to sit with the 4 of Swords and just rest for a little bit. Just balance yourself, enjoy the abundance that's going to be coming in through the Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius time frame, and that is on the horizon for you. So you get a little bit less of a reading Earth signs today than the rest of them, but there's just less going on with Earth right now. You're in between a fire, air, moon cycle, so yeah, you just kind of get a break from things. And I'm going to have one card to wrap up with. So one card really specifically cultivates and nourishes that energy that we're feeling from the Mars Neptune stationing. One card. This is the card actually that I wanted. Oh, the 3 of Swords, sorrow. So yeah, and it's, you know, sharp punctures of the heart. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, they say. Although some astrologers think that Juno is the higher octave of Venus, but Neptune is with regard to communication and relationships. So over the next 6 months, really reevaluate how far you've come since Neptune entered Pisces in the areas of communication, and that might be communication internally with yourself and your emotions. Like how much better do you know yourself now than you did when Neptune entered Pisces? And I am not exactly sure when that was, but it was many years ago. I'm thinking it could have been even like 2018, but don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure. So it seems to me like, you know, what ways do you know yourself better, and how can you have compassion for yourself for mistakes that you've made in the past, and how much you've grown as a person since those decisions were made. And then we have what popped out was King of Discs, power. Prince of Discs with reliability. It's kind of the ride or die defender. Six of Swords with transition. And Queen of Cups with intuition. And that that gives me a shift of what we were talking about in the beginning of the reading, that the revolution that we're within, there's going to be a lot of change happen over the next 6 months in society, and potentially even in your own lives, depending on where that Mars retrograde is affecting you. So look up the houses of Leo and Cancer in your natal chart and see what areas that Mars retrograde applies to. And look up the houses of Pisces and Aries in your natal chart and see which areas that Neptune direct and changing signs for a while will affect you. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please comment below and feel free to like and subscribe and share this with your friends. And I will hopefully be getting back into daily card pulls here soon. I want to see how I feel tomorrow, but I'm glad I was able to get on here and do a short energy tap in for you guys. You all out, the family and the internet land. So bye, I'll see you next time.